another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson. If you're a recruiter, out on your own, or just lacking general guidance or advice, you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation, the strategies, and the support you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Now today, I want to give you 14 ways that you can source a candidate. This, I will start by saying, is not revolutionary. But what I love about training, advice, podcasts like this is that sometimes you just forget, okay? And I still have a very active desk, as you know, and I'm sure you do as well. And from time to time, we forget, one or two or three ways that can actually result in a candidate. And by word, wouldn't we love to have those sometimes? So what I've done today for you, this is going to be quite a quick one. I don't want to go into too much depth. I just want you to be able to have a list that you can call upon to go, boom, this is what I'm doing. I typically, and I think we all do this, we have like a tier one low-hanging fruit approach, like boom, boom, boom. If I can get those activities out of the way and get a result that I'm satisfied with, why am I going to bother doing all of these other ways to find a candidate? Because I've already got what I need from my client, correct? So what I've done today with these 14 ways to source a candidate is actually broken that up into how I would think and operate in terms of here's my low-hanging fruit, tier one, and here's my tier two sort of level of search, which is a deeper search. So the first tier, and if I get a brief from a client, this is the absolute minimum I will do because I like to know that I've done certain activities to make sure I've caught the widest, broadest, chunk of the market. And generally we get what we need. It's when you get really niche and really specific in maybe small locations or challenging roles that you're going to have to go a bit further. So the first tier is 5 for me. There are 5 things, and I bet you're already doing these, and I don't think there's much secret sauce here. But in order of how I approach, 1, ads. Yep, I said it, ads. We all know they don't really work. They're not our favorite thing to do, but I want the coverage. Why? Because if I get one person a year from ads, it's paid for the account. I'm happy with it, right? But also it's an opportunity to market your services to other candidates or clients, right? So for me, ads still have a place. They might not yield us what we used to get, but it's still part of the ecosystem. But the first thing I do is write that ad. And the reason why I do that first is I can write it, I can load it, it's out there working for me whilst I can tackle some other things. So 2, I take that ad, I turn it into a LinkedIn script. And that LinkedIn script goes straight out to the appropriate market that is what I'm searching for. So the second thing is LinkedIn in mailing. The third thing then I do is I post on my personal LinkedIn or corporate one, but mostly my personal one. I'll do a, hey, hunting for this at the moment, reaching out this week. If I miss you, please get in touch because this is awesome. I might link to it. I might have a bit of a spiel about it, but I keep that quite minimal. And again, that's just to feed into that ecosystem so that if someone sees the ad, they see that I'm active, or if they see my LinkedIn post and they go and look at me, they can see that I'm really in and around this. So that's the third one. The fourth one is I then will smash the database. If I've got time, I'll jump on the phone, but at the very least, we're doing a mailer, right, to our database. So we've got our lists, our tear sheets, or we've got our sort of the ways that we partition certain skill sets or candidate bases within our database. I'm sending out a mailer. Hey guys, this has just dropped on my desk. And if you've got a lot of work on your desk, you're probably doing this weekly or monthly anyway, but sometimes you get a really special brief. Make sure they know that there's a very special brief that's on your desk right now and blast that one out. That's the fourth one. And then the last one is seek talent search. I mean, for us, it's a habit to look at that every week. But if, again, a role comes in and you're hunting for a CV, go on the back end of Seek, see what CV might be there. We know that's a really useful tool as well. And there you have it. That's my tier one low-hanging fruit. That doesn't take a lot of time. If you're set up appropriately and you've got your systems going for you, you can do that in less than a day. Easy peasy. If it's taking you more than a day, you need to look at your systems because that's inefficient. And then obviously off the back of that, you get interest coming in, applications, emails, calls, in-mail messages, and then you've got to now go and filter through those, have those conversations, convert them from a I'm interested to a yes, let's go and put my CV forward. But we're not going to that. So the top 5 for the tier 1 low-hanging fruit for 14 ways to source a candidate. Yeah. Look at your database, LinkedIn talent search, Seek talent search, advertising and posting on LinkedIn. Now, put that to the side. We're already doing that. I know you're already doing that, and I've bored you to tears with it, but I wanted to get that out of the way just in case there's one person listening to this who goes, oh God, I don't do it in that order. I don't do all of those things. Tier 2, let's say we've done the search, we've waited a week, nothing's come back. Man, and you've even picked up the phone and started calling your database, nothing's coming through. What do you do? What do you do? Do you leave it and move on to the next brief, or do you go deeper? First thing I would actually do is call my client and say, this is what I've done. This is the minimal results that we've received. Just to let you know, we are on it. We're going to phase 2 now. And phase 2 is that super deep search, scraping the internet. We are going deep, far and wide. But I think keeping your client in the lurch is really important at that point. But my deeper search, right, and there's 9 things here. You might be able to add another 9. But for me, these are probably the things that you can do. So let's just smash through it. So 1, you can go and do some cold headhunting. You might go back through those LinkedIn emails that you did and just start cold calling them. And we all know how to do that. I'm not going to bore you with that. Cold calling people who you think are relevant for this role. 2, call your clients. Hey, I need referrals. So call your clients or call the client you're acting for. Have you got anyone that you can think of? Call some of your other clients who have this skill set. Hey, I'm hunting for this. Who do you know? Like, what is a referral that you can give to me? And that leads into my 3rd one, which is just wider. Who do you knows and referrals. So call your candidates. If you're calling through your database and they're giving you no's, you should instinctively be going, well, do you know anyone? Who do you know? Who might be interested? Who do you knows and referrals. They take a long time. They're a bit slow. They do generate conversations, and we know they can lead into other areas, but we want to be doing referrals and who do you knows. 4, again, you know this one, but you're probably not doing it a lot. References. What references have you got over the past year or 2 that are relevant for this role? Do you have anyone within references that you've taken recently? That you go, oh my God, yes, that person actually is what we're looking for. Go and call them. Hey, I did that reference for you for such and such, a couple of months ago. I held on to your details because I thought you had a really interesting background. Something's come in. Would you be interested? Do you know anyone? So we've got to start building our web out, right? Again, if we're really struggling, the 4th or 5th one now. Now, 5th one is industry-specific groups. How are we going to find those? We're going to Google them. We can go through LinkedIn. There's phone pages, but use industry-specific groups. Generally, they do congregate in certain areas, and you might be able to broadcast or advertise or penetrate or have conversations within those groups, whether they be online, probably mostly online, or even in person. If you know that they meet from time to time, we can start to infiltrate those. And again, relevant social media pages. And I'm not talking just LinkedIn. A lot of the time, your candidate base, they'll have groups on Discord. They'll have groups on Twitter. They'll have groups on Facebook. And I don't think they're utilized enough, right? I think we all instinctively go to LinkedIn, but these more social platforms, you'd be amazed that what sort of ready-made groups exist, right? So yeah, again, social media pages. Industry association lists. So there might be either a governing body or a certain accreditation or ticket or whatever that might be, or skill set that your candidate base or the perfect candidate would have to have or be a part of. And typically if you go to those websites, they have lists and you can find names, you can find practitioners, you can find individuals who are members or associated with that industry association. And I know I've done that for a number of my markets, and a lot of the time the phone number and emails are there. You probably, again, know what these look like, but just reminding you, there are so many ways that you can find someone, and that's a pretty good one. Another one is colleagues. Who in your office can help you? Who can you activate next to you? Maybe you're working for yourself, or maybe you're on your own. Who have you previously worked with? Is there anyone that you know within your market? Are there any competitors, any recruitment competitors that you think, you know what, let's do a deal. Maybe you compete in some regard, but you know that this is your client and they've got clients over there. Maybe you call them and say, look, I work over here. Have you got anyone at the moment? Or maybe you keep that quiet, but you can do deals with other recruiters. I've actually done that before, and it's super nerve-wracking to start if you haven't done it before, because it feels like you're going to give away the keys to the castle. But mate, you'd be amazed. They're in the same shoes as you, struggling to find candidates, and it's really nice to know you've got someone in that market that respects what you do and vice versa, and you can actually lean on each other. So, colleagues or competitors, are they resources for you to tap into? And the last one, it's actually super simple. It kind of probably encapsulates a lot of these things, but again, using your influence within social media, within LinkedIn, within Facebook, within job pages on Facebook. That's actually a really interesting one too. But the whole concept of I'm looking for, when you broadcast a job, people go, oh, that's something to apply to. When you activate your social networks to assist and help and support and maybe give you a bit of a helping hand, I'm looking for is the beginning of your post. And you'd be amazed at how many people can help. I'm looking for XYZ skill set. I'm really struggling. I know I've got a lot of people in this industry that know certain people. Please DM me if you've got any ideas, thoughts, people, direction you can point me. It is completely confidential. I'm struggling. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. It can work. I've done it before, and I have made placements based on that logic as well. So there you have it. 14 ways to source a candidate. You probably know all of them, but are you doing them all? That is what you've got to ask yourself. Are you just hitting your tier 1 low-hanging fruit, those easy ones we started with, or are you going deeper? And if you are going deeper, good on you. It either means you're a very thorough recruiter or you're really struggling to find candidates. Either way, great work. That's all we have time for you today. I'm going to send this one out. So if you haven't joined the mailing list already, do so. hello@thelonerecruiter.com. Submit your email. And whenever we've got material like this stuff, we can send it out so that you have a copy of that ready to rock and roll. You can white label it, put your own branding. I don't care. Take it. I want you to grow, succeed. Everyone's boats lift. This world is full of abundance. And me giving this to you does not take from me. In fact, it just means we all win. So well done. Have an amazing day, as always, and may all your deals come